Hello, my name is Rajan Arora and welcome to my course Essentials of SQL Server Performance for Every Developer. You are watching the video of Module 4 Finding Performance Bottlenecks in SQL Server, Part 5 Getting SQL Server's Recommendation on Missing Indexes. If you are new to this course, please start it from the course introduction video for better understanding. Thank you. We have seen in this course that when we run a SQL statement in Management Studio, if SQL Server thinks the statement would benefit from an index, it will give us that recommendation right in Management Studio. SQL Server doesn't just make this recommendation in Management Studio, but anything a SQL statement is run, these recommendations are logged to a series of DMVs known as the missing index DMVs. We don't want to automatically create every index that is recommended in this series of views, but looking at this result can help us finding an index that we may have otherwise overlooked. The query you see on your screen will join these views together and give us some statistics about the recommendations. So let's go ahead and run this query to see what we get. The first column in the result set is the table name, and this is the table that the index recommendation is for. Then we have three columns contain information about what columns a potential index would be created across. And we see the column names are given to us in a comma separated list within each of these columns. Mainly, you are going to be looking at the column called equality columns, because most where clauses and join clauses are based on the equality relationship. We also see that we have some stats about why SQL Server thinks this index would be a good idea. These two columns here, user scans and user seeks, represent the number of times that SQL Server could have used this index had this index exist. So, for this top row, this means that SQL Server could have performed an index seek operation against this index over 12,000 times had the index existed. We also see the average cost of the statements that could have used the index was, and this is the cost of the statements without the index existing. The next column, AVG user IMP, tells us the percentage that SQL Server thinks that this cost would have reduced if we have had this index. Finally, the last two columns are some simple calculations. The first column gives us the average cost saving per statement we would have by having this index, and the last column gives us the total saving we would have across all statements that could benefit having this index. So this last value is useful to sort these results to get an idea what the most impactful index to create might be. Now when you run this query and pull this list up, what you don't want to do is just start working your way down the list and creating an index for each row in this result set. This is because SQL Server has a tendency to recommend an index to optimize every individual statement, and if you did that, you would be in a over-index situation, which would slow down all your DML statements against your table. Instead, what you want to do is to scan through the result for each table. You will be able to pick out some pattern of index recommendation across similar columns, and then you can combine the information with your knowledge of how your application works to come up with the right sets of index for each table. So for example, these last 5 recommendations that are in the list are all about the student table. And by scanning through the columns that are recommended, we see that all of the recommendation includes the last name column. So we know that we need to have an index that starts with last name. We also see that first name is used in 3 of the recommendation. So that is good choice for the second column in our index. And then maybe we will choose state as a third column because that's used 2 of the recommendation as well. The point is that you want to look at the different recommendations for a table and extract out the common columns, such that you are creating the fewest number of possible indexes on the table. In a lot of cases, you will have a number of similar recommendations that all have a common subset of columns. So you want to create just one index that contains those common columns. This way, you are creating an index that can benefit multiple statements rather than trying to create individual index for each statement, which would be inefficient. So when you look at the results of this query, keep in mind that these are just recommendations, and it's up to you to analyze and combine this recommendation together into the actual indexes that you are going to want to create on your tables. Now, the flip side of missing an index is having index on table that aren't being used. So we will look at a DMV query that can help us finding those situations in the next video. If you like this video, please do share, like and subscribe to my channel for more such videos. Thank you and see you in the next video.